I'm Fatima Peters, and here again we are live in this beautiful Friday. And we are here to empower and inspire you to do amazing things in your lives. I am a well being facilitator, and my joy is to share with you tools that will actually transform your life. And every Friday, I bring here someone that has transformed their lives, has created something really amazing in their lives, and can share with you that secret. And today, I invited a student of mine, someone that I have known for a while, since he was a little boy. And I used to actually be a dancer, and his father used to be the amazing chef at this Brazilian restaurant. And we used to talk amazing things about life. So I met Joel, and then I met Tammy, his mom, wonderful people, really amazing people. And here I have Jamael, Leal, welcome. And
Hello.
everybody knows you as Jay.
Jay or John typically, or
Yeah, there you go, Jam. I like Jam. Well, that's kind of cool, by the way.
yeah,
You
it's just
know,
hard to tell people my name, so this is easier to go by Jay.
yeah, and welcome. Thank you for making time. I know you're busy, and we
Thanks for
have so
having me.
much. Yes, you're welcome. So we have talked about this day past a few years, and that beautiful, beautiful day that you and I met at your father's home, and that great coffee that we had. And here we are. We said that one day, who knew you would share, with us, all you have learned. I mean, because amazing, your journey was already going, and you had this hunger to discover, and I would like you to tell a little bit about that because we talked about so many things, love and God and family, and how those things are so important to you. Would you share that with us?
So the morning, I think you were at my house. I had a little bit of a rough night the night before, so I was getting up a little late. But I remember I danced around the kitchen for probably 15, 20 minutes, and you just kept
Back
asking me
and forth
questions,
like
asking me
this, yeah.
questions, asking me questions, and I was doing a little dance myself. And then finally, I sat down and we had a good conversation, and um, got things rolling on the right path. Um, I was growing up, you know, Episcopalian, but never really went to church. But my mom always, had like planned out time for us to pray, and always had that relationship with God. Um, and just God in your everyday life's a little funny. It's not it's he's there all the time. So
Yes.
but it's a matter of fulfilling your potential that's he has inside of you, and using that and understanding what that is. I mean, I think we're all thrown things every day that sometimes make it hard to see the light, but fighting through that and keeping a positive mindset and an abundant mindset, and being able to push the negativity to the side or off of you, and just focus on the task at hand of what needs to be done.
Yes, that's amazing. And I remember our conversation was really through about that. You already knew about the power of God and the power of miracles and the power of being. You just did not know how to utilize that in the real time and say, boom, appear. Because that's exactly what you said. God is there all the time. The point is, are you there all the time? And the fact that our minds, how the mind robs you of that moment, and you could miss the miracle. I remember the first miracle, the first thing that you ever produced, right after the classes. And we were chatting, and do you remember what you said? Do you
Not
remember?
exactly.
It was about, you said, would it be good to have a family? I would love to meet a girl, Do you remember? And I mean, it was like a week right after. A
Along
week.
came Kelly.
That log came Kelly, and that was one of the first miracles you produced.
Yeah, definitely needed her to, move forward
Yes,
for sure.
yes,
I'm
it
very
was so
thankful for her.
beautiful. Yeah, do you remember? You were there at the family party, and you called me, and you were like, "I can't believe it."
Yeah,
I
you
said,
came by, I think, to get your car fixed, and then
"Yes."
I was like, "Yeah, I got a date tonight with this girl." You're like, "This girl."
That is so awesome because she's so beautiful. She's so great. And then came a little miracle.
Yeah, little
Ah,
Luca.
the little Luca came along to, cheer all this and to make the family even more abundant. And I am very grateful, for you to have shared your journey with me, even though I still haven't met your little boy, but we'll meet soon. I know we live so close. It's like what, an hour, maybe 45 minutes away. But I promise I will see him shortly. And so what have you learned? I mean, we'll talk about your business, we'll talk about how you have learned to be you in all single parts of life because it was scattered. Well, I am this way here, I'm this way here, just because of the survival instinct to be able to survive, always have to survive. But then what you have learned through emotion management and through classes, through doing the master coaching with me, what was like number one, if you could pick one thing at the most that you have learned that has changed your life, what would you say?
Definitely, like, being conscious of your thoughts all the time, and understanding when something isn't going right, not to like dive deeper into that negativity and the anger, just to free up and be like, okay, this is what I have to do. Put everything else aside and just do the task at hand. And it's not easy. I mean, it's something I still battle with every day. But you just have to do it. And just don't let your emotions take the best of you, because that when they do, it's when.
That's gone. That's when that does, and you're already in the boat going away from what you want. And one of the things is the thought itself is already the production of is already the that action is already going. You have to DCD that because if you know that that's not coherent with what you want, you know that that negative thought is going to bring what? A bad feeling, a bad emotion. And then once that's anchored, that's late. You need to now move a little more. You have to do the round table. You have to be with yourself and try to take that trash out. I mean, sometimes it gets pretty ugly, as you and I have worked on a few things that unless you do that, you won't be able to move forward. And you and I have talked about other people that we try to help, right? We have tried to help other people and we were not successful because we try. See, when we try to help someone, it doesn't work because they have to have the desire to come and desire to transform as well, right? I mean, because I remember you and I used to spend like an hour and a half on the phone talking, how can I do this for so and so? How can I do this for so and so? And it's always the challenge is to, how to help yourself. Now you discovered the amazing light, but how do we touch others? One time I was in your home and we were having, I think it was dinner. It was your whole family was there.
Yeah, I think it was Palm Sunday.
Yeah, it was Palm Sunday. Yeah, and I remember the prayer that you offered. That was amazing. You touched everybody's heart. You know, that's how we can transform people through our own actions, through our own experiences, you know. And sure enough, you touch one person at a time. Your whole family will fulfill this destiny with love and joy. You know. So tell us a little bit. How did you open your life? Like, what happened that you start making decisions, better decisions, expanding your business, which that's something that I want to talk about. Your business. You repair cars. You're expert on that. But before you didn't have this big company you have now. So What happened for you to open your ways and expand?
I definitely have to give thanks to people around me that have, given me a lot of help and guidance, and people that will, pick up the call for me if I have a problem, or buddy of mine, gave me almost a year free rent,
Wow.
you know. But the biggest thing definitely is just not giving up. I mean, I was back in January. I was pretty close, like throwing in the towel. Like, you know what, I'm going to get a job. Six figures sounded pretty good at the time.
I
Um,
remember that.
but I just, I didn't stop. I mean, by the grace of God, I mean, I had a friend of mine that was in town, and I called him about an issue I had with the car, and he's like, Jay, I got this guy. He's just retiring. He's got a really good business, really nice shop. Like, you need to go talk to him. And I'm being around the bush, like, yeah, man, I don't know. Like, things just aren't going right. He's like, Jay, like, you can't go work for somebody else. The people
Yeah.
that are successful around here, they're not any smarter than you are. And then that got the wheels turning a little bit. I said, okay, and then, I told Kelly about it. Kelly and I took a ride, saw the shop, and had a few conversations with Tom. And then, he took a bet on me, and I took a gamble on myself, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this one last ride, and and it's paid off. But the main thing is just, throughout life, I hope and pray that I'm gonna live and learn till the day I die. But I've been able to acquire a lot of knowledge throughout the 6 years that I've been in business, and a lot of it's been at the sake of my own pocket, and not making the money, but gaining the knowledge behind it. And just living, learning is some of the best education you're ever going to get, because life ain't textbook. It's
That's it.
until you get into it and go through it, you're really not going to know until you have the experience to back it up. So
That's it. That's it. I mean, this is the way. If you don't really put yourself in that position to learn, if you not throw yourself at the known and the opportunity, how can you ever know what that is going to be in the future? There's no way of saying, oh, I know for sure it's going to be that. You only know for sure that you want it, but how it's going to be, it's up to you. It's your effort to do that, that step, the leap of faith to yourself, you know, to actually know what's going to be there. I'm very proud of you, So tell everyone. So where's this great shop? Which by the way, I'm going to have to leave the truck there again. I'm going to have to do a little work here and there. So tell us where's that, and give us a little bit of description so our listeners can actually find you.
So I'm right on the Black Horse Pike in Williamstown, like a mile past the Williamstown Walmart. Um, 2192 South Black Horse Pike is the exact address.
Yeah.
Um,
What is
yeah,
the name of the shop?
Jim's Auto Shop.
Yeah.
After my grandpa. So my grandpa was in business for like 30 years. He was a very great transmission mechanic. And towards the end of his life, me and him got very close. And, he was one of my best friends, really was my best friend. And, so the name is a tribute to him.
Good. And he probably taught you most of the things right?
He taught me a lot of important values. Like, I remember my first car was a 79 Monte Carlo, and we built the car together. So that was like a lot of my mechanical
Wow.
knowledge. But morals, as far as like, he was very kind, not easy to anger, very patient. I mean, I remember one time we were putting a intake manifold on my car, and I couldn't get this one bolt started. It must take me an hour to sorry, one of my guys is leaving work. Anyway,
Yeah.
must take me like an hour to get this one bolt
Out.
started. So
Yeah.
he's sitting on the chairs. You want me to do it? I'm like, nah, dude, I got it. He's like, want me to do it? I'm like, nah. So he just sat there. Finally, I got it, and he was, just his patience
Observing
was
you.
amazing, and you don't find that in a lot of people, or I haven't found that in many people, So
I agree. I agree. Yeah. Patience is so important. Important because what he was doing, observing you go through the process of getting that done. Like, which victory would that be to you as a child, as a young man, if he did it?
It wouldn't have been.
It wouldn't. So he was there waiting to cheer with you on your own winning, you know, and that's amazing. That is excellent, you know. And so, what is the specialty of your shop? Do you do auto repair?
So mainly auto body and paint. We do restorations, um, or like insurance accident or insurance accidents through insurance companies. Um, we get into the mechanical stuff. When if a car's hit bad enough, it's going into some of the mechanical parts, so they need to be replaced. So we're an all-around automotive repair facility.
Yeah, and you certified, right? Because you went to do all those things.
I am. So I went to college for some um, automotive repair automotive repair certification, and then I've also just got back from Baltimore a few weeks ago through PPG for certification with handling their products, which is
Wow.
what I use to paint. So
That is awesome. I mean, I love seeing journeys like this, because there's a lot of people out there. Can you imagine? Their kids, they're even a woman, okay? There are women that would love to do car repairs and don't know where to start. They don't know how to make a living, but you make a living from what you want. So you can't throw the towel just because, oh, I don't know, I haven't tried enough, I don't know where to go. People don't give me opportunity. And I remember when I was a kid, I was, I think, 17 and a half. No one would give me a chance. So I just threw myself at this company and I said, give me a job. And they said, what do you know? I said, what do I know? I mean, am I going to say I don't know anything? I'm saying, I know anything you teach me. The guy looked at me and says, what? I said, yeah, anything you teach me, I know. So he got confused and gave me the job. So I stayed there for 7 years. And I became a executive secretary, bilingual, only because it's being in that spot, owning that you have the ability to learn, embracing, which is the conversation today about excellence. So if you don't embrace the I'm assuming I'm assuming you see this too, because you and I have gone through coaching a few times that we're talking about this. Excellence is what you develop inside of you. It's your values, your ability. It's a whole story, right? Your whole your whole story of what are you doing now? If you're not trying hard enough, so you're not gonna get a beautiful, result. You have to try hard enough. I mean, I have people that have been all their lives, Jay, waiting, not trying hard enough, waiting for life to knock on their door and give them something, waiting for the world to give them credibility or values. That's not going to work. Waiting for a husband or wife to pat them in the back, waiting for the lottery, waiting for waiting for so many things.
yeah, a good friend of mine, he's got a sign in his garage, and it says, "Good things don't come to those who wait. Good things come to those who work their asses off and never give up." And
There you go.
volume.
That speaks volume right there. I mean, come on. I mean, you can't unless I've been a hustler all my life, and I admire a hustler. Okay, I have been following your journey, and this is about you. Okay, I wanted to do this live for you to speak about it because you have been a guy that helped everyone all the time. You always had time for your friends, still, to your friends, to your close family, to people that you know and need help. And here, look at you. Look at your life now. You know, the money that you're making now and the way you're making. I mean, you didn't sit around and say, "Oh, poor me." You know, you are actually making a change because now you have employees. Who would know A young guy like you, owner of your own company, employing people. That's kind of cool. You
Yeah,
know, I know it's not easy though. Yeah, you can tell people that it's not easy because we don't want to paint, that, oh, it's so easy to have it. It's not.
no, you have to treat everybody differently. Their money's got to be there, so you're providing for others as well. So that falls on your shoulders to be able
Yeah,
to hold up to your end of the bargain for what they're asking you for, and you're also asking them for stuff as well.
very true. Very true. So, in this stressful world and the way life is, what is your go to put yourself back into the being, the successful, excellent being that actually are able to do whatever? So, do you meditate? Do you pray? Do you quiet yourself? Do you listen to music? What do you do?
Definitely quiet myself.
Yeah.
Have a little note on my computer that says I will do everything today with love and abundance.
Oh, yes.
When I start to feel like angry or frustrated, I try to just like block it out and realize like, okay, this is what I have to do, and it takes a little extra time, but we're just gonna get this done and move forward. Um, I feel like I pray. I don't. I find that I pray for others more than I pray for myself, but I feel like when I silence myself, I feel like that's me talking to God or expressing what's going on. But um, definitely pray formally some more than what I do. But I can feel like He's with me at times when I'm asking or need Him there. So my relationship with God is a 1v1. So
Yes.
as it is with everybody. So
Yes. I think doubt is the number one thing that I hear from my students. Okay. So, doubt. Do you ever doubt yourself that you could ever be able to do all this that you've done?
never, I wouldn't say I doubted myself, but you just don't know. You don't know how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You want certain things but you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel to see how it's going to come about. And like we've talked about, the how isn't up to us. It's
Yes. Yes.
so.
Yes. Well, it's I what would you say for a kid that is wanting to be, a auto repair specialist, or would like to know about this business? How would they get to excellence? How would they get to be able to do this? Because I think excellence is not only that you do well, but you have cadence to continue doing and not give up. So
So
what
I
would it
fell
be?
I fell into this. I wanted a summer job when I was in high school, and my baseball coach I knew was in the auto body industry, and I knew he was just starting out a new shop, so I went to him and I was like, hey, is there any chance I could get a summer job? And that's just how I kind of started doing this, and I just kept doing it and doing it, and I didn't know I was going to be doing this for the rest of my life. It was just something that I did, and I enjoyed the shop atmosphere. I enjoyed all my holidays. I was off. I like garage talk. If we weren't on a professional thing right now, I'd probably be cursing. But um, I enjoyed the camaraderie and good people. But I think even besides somebody that wants to go into this field, I mean, no matter what you want to do, it's number one, you have to get your foot in the door one way or the other. And to a certain extent, somebody has to take a chance on you. So you want to portray yourself in a way that's gonna open yourself up and open the other person up to take a chance on you. And then I mean after that you need to be susceptible to what they're willing to teach you and learn, and just you can't give up. You have to just keep going, and things are going to be hard. I remember when I worked for my old boss Chad, I was making not great pay, but I was pretty content. And some things go wrong, and he gets so mad, and it would be stressful. Like, all right, you got to like make this right or get it done. And I would go home and I would dream about the shop, like if the job wouldn't be right, like how am I going to fix it. But it is what it is. I mean, everything I've gone through, I wouldn't take anything back because they're all life lessons and things that nobody can take away from me. And it's brought me to where I am today. And if I didn't have the school of hard knocks, which is real life, then I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So, people, life ain't easy. So no matter what somebody's going to do, it's not going to be easy. And people need to understand that, because I think a decent amount of people, some people want like the easy way out, and it's not going to be easy. Nothing. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So
I agree. I agree with you. Yeah. People don't realize, I think, in all my, my years, people look at my life and they think, oh, it's so beautiful. Look at how much fun. You have traveled the world. You have traveled United States. You speak 3 languages. Oh my God, now you're going to university. Oh, look at philosophy. Oh, look at this. You know so many celebrities. Oh, but they don't know the trajectory,
and
you
also
know?
with social media, it makes it very easy to look at all the positive things in your life, but it doesn't show when you worked a 12-hour shift, or you had 3 jobs you need to leave on Friday and 2 of them weren't painted, so you're up for 36 hours trying to get stuff done. It doesn't show that. It just shows the highlights. And a lot of life is you're in the trenches getting things done. And you know that's the picture that needs to be portrayed, is like
Yes,
the trench work is what builds is I mean, in the grand scheme of things, the trench work is what builds your house, right? So if you don't
that's
have
it.
the foundation, you're not going to have your house.
Very
So
true. Very true. And people like to admire that well done, but they don't want to actually go through the tracks of the hard work, of the trenches, of being without sleep, being feeling the emotion of fear, of not knowing enough, or all the toughness of going through. I appreciate that because I've been through, so I know it's not always easy. It's not. I mean, obviously, I have a good life now. Obviously, I have, so many people that I know that I can, relate to. And I interview people like you and others. I mean, there's so many people out there that I know that had to go through the same thing we did, you know, and had to really pay for pay to go through. And so paying to go through, that's the way. There's no other way but that, you
yeah.
know so it's really amazing. And so tell me, when you became a dad, were you like afraid of were you surprised?
Just never afraid. Right now it's the easy part. I mean, he's just taking everything he's seeing, touching, putting in his mouth, the whole nine. I think it's a lot of. I mean, I'm working a lot, so it's a lot on Kelly to try and hold the fortress down when I'm not there. But I mean, I think the bigger picture is when he starts to get older, and the values that I would like him to have, and hard
Yes,
work ethic, and understanding, like, you can have very nice things, or you can have the life that you want, but you have to work for it. It's not going to be just handed to you. And
that's
um,
it. That's the way I think, learning that. I think you and Callie are learning together, because a kid will observe everything, the ambience, your emotions, Kelly's emotions, the combined emotions of you and her. You know, they are sponges, you know, and also kids love to experience. They love to know, they love to, and you agree with that, because they want to be dirt. They want to go to the dirt and play with the land, with the animals. And so many people say, "Oh, no, no, just gonna get dirt." I mean, come on. A kid has to be a kid. You probably had this experience as a kid, right? You and your brother.
I remember one time my parents told me we were somewhere playing on a deck, and I had splinters all over my body. So I I went down to sleep, and then my dad, I must have spent a couple hours just picking out all the splinters out of me. So yeah, my mom always said, like, even as I was since I was little, I've always had like lose my train of thought. I've always had like a want to like understand how things work and figure
Uh-huh.
things out, and the stuff run around the house. I'd try and help her figure out what we had to do, what was wrong, stuff like that. So I'm more so mechanically inclined, and that's one of my gifts that I have.
Ah, that's what it was. Did you ever break anything?
I mean, I break stuff all the time. I still break stuff today. It just is what it is.
Yeah, you break it figuring it out, right?
Yeah, you break it, then you figure out it costs you a little bit of money. It is what it is, and you fix it and you keep
Yeah.
moving on.
Well, I remember one time I came to you when I came with a truck. I told you about there were some mud flippers, and then the back of it, things that I had to touch. You went around and you looked and you go, well, it hasn't fallen yet, so I guess you did right. You know, it is what it is. I don't know if I did well, but I tried. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, this is the only thing I remember with computers. Since the first computers, I always wanted to know what's inside of them. I'm going to use it. I want to figure out what's inside of this thing. I open up to like 4 hours to open up. Well, it's like they say, the down is always so easy. To come up is that takes a
Yeah,
little
you
more
start
time.
losing small screws and all.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then when I fix it and then I had to put all together, oh boy, I was like ending up with like four different screws extra. I'm like, wait a second. I closed the whole damn thing and there's four screws here. It's still hanging. And I was like, oh yeah, but it was fun. It was
yeah,
fun. I didn't break it. I just figured out a different way of closing it up, you know?
yeah. I think the like one of the things I enjoy about fixing cars is the final product. When the car is finally done, you can look at it like, wow, like I did this. And
I agree with
um,
that.
one of the jobs I did a '78 Volkswagen bus for my boy Josh.
I was
And
going to ask you about that. I was going to ask about, is that the green one?
no, that was the blue and white one,
Oh, I didn't see that one.
the two-tone one. Yeah, I sent you pictures of it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I did see it. I remember that.
Scooby Doo
Beautiful.
bus. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that was a project. I mean, it was fun. It was a lot of work, a lot of head scratching and whatnot. But we got it done, and I mean, I was when that job left, and I was like very happy. Like I enjoyed it. So you find things that you enjoy every day, you're in good shape.
I was going to ask you that. So I think for every job, especially for yours, joy must be there. Because how can you go over the humps with all this business problems that happens every day? I mean, gotta have joy for what you do. Otherwise, you don't have that, you know,
Every day starts with
impulse.
a cup of coffee. And I don't work when I have my cup of coffee. I sit down, I have my one cup of coffee, and after that, then it's like, okay, it's time to get some stuff done. But just
Yeah.
like a moment of solitude to kind of, center myself and like, check my email, look at my bank account,
Uh-huh.
and then
Look at the
you get.
millions and say, gosh, this is so great
Well,
to
I'm
be a
not there
millionaire.
yet, but one day, one day. So
Yeah, I also need my cup of coffee, man. I mean, right in the morning, a Brazilian, cup of coffee, and then we have that little moment there, just drinking and eating a little thing, and just getting the body to get accustomed to that vibe of let's go now.
yeah,
Let's go get this world, you know. And I every day I woke up like this. I actually don't have a bad day. Every day is a good day, you know.
my
It took
uncle
a
told me.
while.
My uncle told me one time he was working and a girl came. He's like, "How you doing?" She's just like, "I'm just having a bad hour." And I said, and he thought the same thing. He's like, "That's actually not a bad mindset. Like you don't let 10 minutes or 20 minutes screw up your whole day. Like okay, like I'm having a bad hour. Okay, well the hour's done. So
That's interesting. That's really interesting. I'm gonna, when I see someone saying that, I'm gonna say, well, just have a bad minute.
yeah,
Because then that minute's done. You can have a whole beautiful day, you know? That's actually a very good tool, actually. So you can look at life in a different way. Why does it have to be a bad day? The day hasn't finished yet. You haven't gone throughout the whole day yet.
Right.
But yet you prophesizing that that day is going to be a bad day. Having a bad day. Well, if you're saying that, it will, because you're in charge of your day, as you have learned through classes, you know. And what's do you have dreams? Do you have like stuff that you plan for the future, or besides,
Well,
besides being a dad?
the wife wants a kitchen addition, so
Oh, and you know how to do that too, right?
I know enough to get by with some help with some friends.
Because I know you put the whole house together. You did a bathroom, da da da.
Yeah, that was a project, and like I think we got it done in like 7 months. The baby was due on Thanksgiving Day, and I was taking the first shower there on Thanksgiving. So that was,
Wow.
we hit the deadline, on the deadline. But it was, yeah, I mean that's just coming down to just trying, right? So you don't know what you're doing,
Yes,
but you're gonna try and you're gonna figure it out, and
that's the way. There's no better way of doing life but that way. There's no better way, Jay. Life is that. We don't we don't we don't live life unless we are here in this moment. What is the point? Do you want a shallow life? You want a life with challenges. You want to you want to challenge yourself every day. I remember when I used to, someone would ask me, "What are you up to now?" That was a question every time I would meet someone. What you up to now? And then it took me a while to realize why people were asking that. It's because I was always up to something else, always reinventing myself, always, because life was interesting that way. So was either music, was sewing, operas, dancing, playing, knowing, traveling, designing, just doing things, you
yeah,
know, interviewing people, creating a new product, a new sales, a new this and that, connecting people with big business. I mean, come on, life is so interesting. Why
yeah.
not?
I guess so. Like going back to your question, like what are my dreams? I'm such a big picture person, but I guess like think of it in like a big picture, you almost get like a brain fog. But I love good people. If I could get paid to bullshit with people and learn like from them,
Uh-huh.
it'd be great. I think America is very misguided in a lot of ways, and
Yeah,
it would be good to help get start in our community and work the way up, but like get people on the right track and thinking
I
in a
agree.
clear way. I love to travel. I mean, me and my brother are like polar opposites. He's getting ready to do a cross country bike trip, but
Wow, wow, wow.
I wouldn't mind, having some land. A piece of my heart's definitely in Colorado or out west. So I would, like to even travel the United States and maybe fly out west and rent an RV and travel out there. I guess my dream is just to take in as much as what life has to offer. So
That's it.
if things are going to be thrown my way that I'm capable of doing, then I want to do them.
Yes, yes. Well, I do have that too. For the past 10 years, I haven't done much. I did travel to Brazil, to Greece, and all. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to go to Brazil in 2000, I think, 18, and I stayed there for almost a year. I went there for 6 months, then I came back, and then I went again because I went in a certification. And John held the fort. And then I became what I am now, which is a master coach and trainer. And now I'm doing philosophy. And so I went to Greece last year, obviously because of the birth of philosophy over there, and I just travel all over. I travel on Peloponnese, and we drove all the way around through the Corinthus Canal. And so traveling is something that I enjoy very much. Although now I'm foreseeing that perhaps traveling with not only purpose, because I did do that, but I get paid for it. Why not? Right? Why not get paid? So I think, and I was looking at some expensive cars nowadays. I was like looking, and I actually had a thought. I said, what if Jay just gets this call from this millionaire, says, hey, by the way, Jay, I have this 69 or whatever, Corvette or whatever. I need it to be back to norm. Wouldn't you take it? I say, dude, I'll do this. You do that job, make the whole money of a whole year and travel the rest of the year.
Would be nice. Would be nice.
Why not? Can't we just dream with that? I mean, why not? We can actually dream, you know, when and I actually remember telling you that I would do a university and I wanted to do that, and time just passed. Sure enough, one day I'm like, it pretty much fell on my lap. I did the test and I passed, and here I am, second year already. Can you believe that? 2 years has passed. I'm already going to my fifth semester, and it's like boom. So unless you do it, unless you take the step, you have to take that first step into what you want. When you do the first step, it's done. The miracle's there, you know. So like the excellence of being, meaning who am I? What do I want? Where do I want to go? Who do I want to go with? So you have Callie now, you have Luca, you
Yeah,
know.
there's my traveling partners, that's for sure.
That's it. That is the cutest pie. So what is the fun with Luca? What is he doing now? What is the little guy doing now?
His laugh, you always want to make him laugh. He's just got like a cute giggle. He's starting to move and groove, so he's crawling, he's standing up. Saw him like stand up on his own for a couple seconds yesterday, but
Really?
like every day something new, and you just get to watch and kind of admire it and just let him
Yes.
be, and just fell off the bed a couple times, which probably isn't great, but hopefully starting to figure out that's probably not the smartest thing to do, but
Yeah.
just trying not to
What did he
coddle him and just
do? What did
what
he
he
do? Did he roll out?
just crawl too far, you know.
He's a boy. He's gonna
Yeah,
try.
yeah.
He's a boy. I
So
was a see. I'm a girl, and I even did that. I
yeah,
climbed out of my crib.
we all do. We all
It's
do.
fun. It's fun. Oh, come on. We're gonna be artistic and joyful about those things. And what is the most that you can offer the world right now, in advice regarding being a young man participating in this great family of yours? Because one of the things that your family have is this bond. I always notice that you all have this bond. You love each other too thick and thin. You're like together. And now Kelly's here and now Lucas is here. What can you tell people out there? What is important? And I know you have a message because you always talk to me on the phone. And so here it is. We have about 10 minutes. I want you to just deliver and tell the world, what do you think? What does the world need?
It definitely needs kindness, and being understanding and listening to other people's ways of life. And you can't judge somebody if you haven't walked in their shoes. Um, when I was in college, I had a professor. We had a discussion in class, and somebody wrote an essay or something. It was about wearing a mask, and people wear different masks for different things, right?
Uh-huh.
And then, like, obviously, after taking this class and whatnot, it's do you need to wear a mask all the time, or do you be yourself all the time? And I think you should be yourself all the time. And granted, you're not gonna spew out your whole life story to a random stranger in the grocery store. That's not what it means. But what it means is who you are. Be kind to people. Somebody needs help. Give them help, or do whatever in your power to be there for not only yourself but for others. I mean, you have to come first, and if things aren't okay in your home, then they're not going to be okay in others. So take care of the fortress, but
Correct.
um, just being kind and understanding, and having good conversations with people, not arguing with them, but have a conversation with them. If you guys are on two different points, then listen to each other and see where each other's coming from. I mean, I've thought ways before, and then I've had a conversation with somebody, and then they changed my mind as far as how I was thinking. It's okay, maybe I wasn't thinking the right way here. Let me
Very true.
redirect.
Very true. Well, thank you for that. It is true. People will not see in the same level as you because everyone sees from their experiences. So you could be sitting on a beautiful sunset. The person is going to describe the sunset completely different than you, even though you're there in the same time in the same place, looking at the same thing. My experience, it's through my experience, my life, my view, it's going to be different than yours, you know and so thank you for this. I'm very proud of you. That's why I wanted to have you here. I wanted you to share your story, share your view. The whole point of emotion management school is to actually share that everyone has the ability, everyone has the tools in themselves to change and transform their lives, being, like you said, being themselves. And themselves does not mean the opinion of genre, the opinion of politician, the politics, the opinion of studies, the opinion of knowing, the opinion of someone else. That's not who you are. That's who you are doing. That's who you are having. But who you are is the spirit. The spirit is always kind. It's always linked, right? I'm assuming that you are saying the same thing I'm saying. God created us equal. We made ourselves different because of experiences, but yet we still there. This beautiful heart of ours, this beautiful way of being, it's had to shine. So if someone is not being what you want, don't try to control them. Don't try to punish them. Don't try to twist them. Don't try to, take them in your ways or be dominant about it. Understand, have a conversation. And that is the title of this life: The Excellence of being professional, being funny, being a friend, being a father, be a husband, be a wife, be a kid, be a son, a good son, be a good daughter, be a good citizen. You know, being good is not to do something that someone else wants. Being good is just being good, be transparent, being kind. That opens doors, right? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. I know you're still at work and you have to still close it down, and it's already almost, what, almost 8 o'clock. And here you are with me. So thank you, because I wanted to share your essence to the world.
Yeah, I appreciate your time as well.
Yeah. So I hope you come back more time. This is just a little getting you accustomed to the camera, accustomed to the talking. you know.
Sounds good.
Say hi to Kelly for me. Say hi to Luca. And we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Thank
So,
you.
everyone, thank you for being here with us. We are wrapping this live now, and we'll be here next Friday talking about tools of how to make life better. Life is already a gift. We just have to embrace it. If something is not going your way and you want it to change, you have to put your foot forward, and God will put definitely grounds. You have to trust. You have to have the leap of faith in yourself and others. So be good, be curious, and be brave. Thank you, and good night.
Ciao.